What is up, everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of the Central Valley's favorite podcast, Dave and Confused, episode 22. Gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binaries, welcome back to episode 22, the Emmitt Smith episode. This episode is sponsored by a beverage from the past, Original Four Loko. You ever want to drink something with your friends before going on a night out that'll turn you immediately into a zombie? You ever want to drink something that you're not really sure if it's an energy drink or a fruit punch or just malt liquor mixed with some moonshine? You ever want to brag about these Gen Z kids who don't go outside anymore that, hey, I used to get so trashed on Original Four Lokos that I would go to jail and come back and not even know it. Well then, Original Four Lokos are for you. Tribute to the past. I think you can get them on the black market. National delicacy in countries such as Poland and Venezuela. Shout out Original Four Loko. Hopefully they bring it back. It's probably a good thing they don't. Let's get into the episode, shall we? Last time we talked, you guys know that I'm all in on crypto and Pokemon cards. Diversified my portfolio. Bitcoin crashed, so now I'm just paying my bills, dealing some Japanese pocket monsters on cardboard. Things are starting to open up again. Had a show last week at Full Circle downtown. Once I get my schedule fixed up a little bit better, we'll get back out there to these shows. I'll let you guys know where we're going to be. Comedy is being revived in Fresno. Very excited for that. The Bitcoin has crashed. I now have another, electronic hobby I've been looking at. Digital horse racing. That is the next frontier. Fuck fantasy football. Fuck online gaming. Digital horse racing. I'm already kind of late into the game. Horses are very expensive. But if you get the right one with a rare color coat pattern, you're setting yourself up for some success. This is living digital assets, and I'm going to try to get into it. I'll let you guys know I'm going to save up some money and try to buy a horse and win some goddamn races. I also said that I am a huge fan of reggaeton now. It's one of my favorite genre of music. It's getting to the point where I'm starting to get targeted ads in Spanish, which is a win for me. All coinciding with my Grandmaster plan of learning Spanish via Bad Bunny, J Balvin, Jay Cortez, Tiny. Jokes on your YouTube, I want the Spanish ads. Now to another hobby I have completely dived into. There's no football. Basketball playoffs are going on. LeBron should get an Oscar for what he's doing on the court, but that's another story. I am 100% all in on Formula One racing. I'm Team Mercedes, if you were wondering. I'm a big Lewis Hamilton fan. Valtteri Bottas, ever heard of him? Yeah, Team Mercedes is the best. Yeah, they won the Constructor Cup. in the regular cup for the last 6 years. You think I give a hell? I'm in it for the exotic locations, the highly tuned vehicles that go over 200 miles an hour, but I'm mostly in it for the drama. Netflix has a show, it's like a Hard Knocks style documentary series called Drive to Survive. I highly recommend it. And I'm in it so much that I'm actually waking up early. I woke up early a week ago just to watch Monaco in the morning. No big deal. So I think every other weekend from here on out until about November, I'm going to be setting my alarm, waking up early. Next week, we got the Baku race in Azerbaijan. I'm very excited for that. Just keep an eye out, giving you guys updates. Like I said, there's no basketball. Baseball's pretty exciting. You got Fernando Tatis doing crazy shit. I don't really get into basketball or baseball until the playoffs. Basketball, jump in here and there. But I'm thinking about starting up a new sport strictly because of the commercial I saw. If anyone watching this knows me, you know my life motto is, don't fucking tell me what to do. So when I saw this commercial, I felt personally attacked. Just watching ESPN, and then you just see it. It was an NBA commercial, and it was like a bunch of tough, like a bunch of video snippets of like the WNBA girls acting tough and like dunking, and it's like, we got the skill, we got the teams, we got the dunks. The only problem is that you're not watching. I can go a lot of different ways with that, but I'm going to be the bigger man, and I'm going to pick a goddamn team. My NBA team is now, drumroll, the Los Angeles Sparks. Congratulations, you have a new fan. I probably will still not watch any games, but if someone asks me who's my WNBA team, and I now have one, go Sparks. Go Team Mercedes. That's what's on the menu that's new for moi. I went on a rant about ESPN last episode about how it's turning into MTV. I have the ESPN app and I like to watch games on there on my phone at downtime. And it was pretty interesting when I got it all set up. Instead of just saying like allow to track yes or no, they worded it so it's ask the app not to track yes or no. It's like, why do I have to ask you? Why can't you just not do it? And then if I want you to, you can. Why do you need to track me anyway from my ESPN app? At least it's not TikTok. Not on TikTok. I'm thinking about starting it up, put some snippets of the pod on there. But then I'm going to have all my data completely stolen. And if anyone knows me, you know I love my data. Now, on to everyone's favorite segment, Tales from the Road. We have a packed segment this time for Tales from the Road. Had a lot of crazy shit happen to me. But if you're watching this, take a step outside and you'll know that it's over 99 degrees on average in Fresno. We're at that time. It means no one's inside because AC is too expensive. And now when I'm out on the job doing my deliveries, I see a bunch of these like old men in their garages and their like workshops. I like to call them garage gremlins. They're always in the back in the shadows, and they're always just keeping an eye out. Those guys are the neighborhood watch. Respect. This Tales from the Road segment actually includes a fair amount of feces stories. I saw a shit and run. Saw a girl walking her dog on Palm and Barstow. Very out in the open. Four-way stop, all the cars are stopped. The girl's lab takes a shit and she does like a double take, realizes that no one's really around except for like maybe the gardener that's a couple yards away. And then she like sees the gardener and then she just like sprints. So we saw an actual shit and run. Those are the worst kinds of people because obviously no regard for human life. Just setting up a banana peel for someone to slip on. Almost kind of respect it in a way. Just letting nature take its course. The other feces related story was I was on the 99 cruising. I happened to get one of the cars in our company that has a sunroof. So I think I had it for the first time. Pop that sunroof, mommy. Cruising down the 99. And I see this big ass trailer with two very large bowls that were so squished into this trailer. There's like two of them side to side. And since I like cows, of course I'm tailing behind it, kind of drifting, if you will. But I just kind of want to watch the cows because they're barely fitting in there. The bulls, excuse me. And all of a sudden, one of them just lifts up the tail and just starts shitting all over the highway. All the debris is flipping up onto my car. It's getting in the sunroof. So I had to get the fuck out of there. Never an interesting time in the 99. I did actually deliver in, the Plaza Apartments by Fresno State. Whatever they're called now, the ones that are right across from the stadium. Doing my job, walking through, and there was like a couple breaking up. Literally mid-argument. One of them was like at their door on the second story apartment, and the other one you could tell like had ran down the stairs and was leaving. And like one of those, like they're turning around and arguing. So the person's here, Romeo and Juliet style, the other person's arguing here. And I literally walk like right in between them. And I thought about being the mediator a little bit, pulling the counselor card out. But they don't pay me for that shit, so I kept walking. I saw a biker on the 99 with a very formidable jacket. There's a leather jacket, and on the back it said Fresno in big letters, and then ... and it said, "Now get the fuck out." Which, if you were going to pick a model for the motto for the city, that's probably going to be it. If you're not from here, you're not going to get it, obviously. It's one of those love-hate type deals. It's fun to talk shit on Fresno, but it's kind of like your little brother. Like, you can talk shit on it, but when someone else does, it's just not cool. Even though everyone in the country probably does. Summer starting, 4th of July will be here soon. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I did receive fireworks as a tip not too long ago. I delivered to this guy, he's like, "Dad." And as I walk back to my car, he's like, "Oh wait, I got your tip." And he just tosses me a couple of freaking little bottle rockets. Which I was kind of pissed at first, but now it's kind of cool. Just light those, throw them in a pool or something. I've been in downtown a lot. The tent city that was by Paul Verlo House has been displaced. So now all those homeless people are now scattered across the highway, and it's just trash everywhere. It looks disgusting. But I pulled up, and there was a beggar that came up to me, and a homeless guy and the cup said, like, please donate for my baby. Except the baby was a picture of a Caucasian baby. Like, it looked exactly like the Gerber baby. And the homeless guy was not Caucasian. So, unless he just decided to adopt, it's like, come on, guy. At least make it realistic if you're going to pull that card. Oh, look, another prank phone call. I got a call earlier that someone in Ohio is charging $700 on my Amazon account. Let's see what they want.
Amazon. One suspicious incoming charge of $729 for Amazon account from Dayton, Ohio. For dispute on this charge, press 1 to connect with our Amazon customer care representative. Thank you.
I do not like the sound of that. I'm looking at my Amazon account right now. One time my identity was stolen. I think it was like 2014. I got a call from my bank, and someone was trying to spend like $300 out of Walmart in Arkansas. Shut that shit down. So hopefully this isn't a little bit more of that. It's graduation season. Sucks for all the kids who missed out and had to do Zoom school. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I did deliver to a guy that was like mid-graduation picture. Like, I'll pull up and I'll usually deliver to parties and stuff on the weekends or a bunch of people out, like a cookout setting. But this last one I pull up and this whole family is like looking at me in this driveway, and this guy walks up to me, deliver the package, and as I'm like talking to the guy, the grandparents in the back are like, we're waiting for you, Justin, or whatever the hell his name is. And it's like, that was one of the most awkward situations, because he like, he had the bag, and then just went right back to, I think his relative was graduating. Literally bag in hand, went back into the picture, took a picture with a recent graduate. Take some balls, gotta respect it. Summer's opening up again. We got I think the Euro Cup for soccer starting. Gonna get back out to the lake. Gonna be bumping a new soundtrack of YG and Mozzie. If you guys know me, two of my favorite artists, they just came out with a brand new album called Community Service. It starts with a K, of course. And they were on this video on YouTube that I saw, not Spanish, and it was like some kind of YouTube show with these two little kids. You could tell they were like probably 10 years old. And it was such a weird setup because it was like an arts and crafts table and they're on either end. Then you just have YG and Mozzie like just sitting there, two of like the most gangster rappers in the game. Shout out West Coast. So they're sitting there and these kids are like talking to them. They're making arts and crafts. And like the parents are obviously there in the back, but the whole time they're cussing. Like one of the questions was like, if you had to give each other a new rap name, what would it be? And like they're just staring at each other, and YG's like, man, I'm gonna call you Man, Mozzie always has a blunt in his hand no matter what. I'm gonna call you Backwood. And they just start laughing like, oh no, it should be Blackwood. But they're just talking about like smoking and they're just cussing and stuff in front of these little kids and they have no idea. And then it boils down to the little girl is like, so what does tooted and booted mean anyway? And they just both look at each other and they're just like, the look on their face was so funny. And he just looked up at the parent and was like, what do I do, Mom? And Mom said, tread lightly. So basically they just had to explain the birds and the bees to these little kids. We'll put a link in the description below. Very entertaining. Very West Coast. Shout out Nipsey, R.I.P. Keep an eye out for that. I think Lil Durk and Lil Baby are dropping another album soon. So summer's going to be hot for music. It's going to be hot for weather. It's going to be hot for shows. Firing up social media. Haven't been on in about a year. I'm going to start posting shit. Meaning I want everyone to come out and support. Have a good time. Floodgates are open. We're fucking back. Until next episode. By the way, if you're still watching, like, subscribe, comment. Peace.